Welcome to the ITIL Foundation. Process is a structured set of activities designed to accomplish a specific objective. A process takes one or more defined inputs and turns them into defined outputs. Processes define actions, dependencies, and sequence. Well-defined processes can improve productivity within and across organizations and functions. Process characteristics include: processes should be measurable. We should be able to measure the process in a relevant manner. It is performance-driven. Managers want to measure cost, quality, and other variables, while practitioners are concerned with duration and productivity. Processes should have specific results. The process exists for a reason, to deliver a specific result. This result must be individually identifiable and countable. Processes deliver to customers. Every process delivers its primary results to a customer or stakeholder. Customers may be internal or external to the organization, but the process must meet their expectations. Processes respond to a specific event. While a process may be ongoing or iterative, it should be traceable to a specific trigger. Processes define actions, dependencies, and sequence. Well-defined processes can improve productivity within and across organizations and functions. A process is organized around a set of objectives. The main outputs from the process should be driven by the objectives and should include process measurements, metrics, reports, and process improvement. If the activities of the process are carried out with a minimum use of resources, the process can also be considered efficient. A process or an activity within a process is initiated by a trigger. A trigger may be the arrival of an input or other event. For example, the failure of a server may trigger the event management and incident management processes. A process may define policies, standards, guidelines, activities, and work instructions if they're needed. Processes, once defined, should be documented and controlled. Once under control, they can be repeated and managed. Process measurement and metrics can be built into the process to control and improve the process, as shown in the figure. An important point is, only a well-managed process can be repeated to produce desired outcomes. The process owner role is accountable for ensuring that a process is fit for purpose. This role is often assigned to the same person, who carries out the process manager role, but the two roles may be separate in larger organizations. The process owner role is accountable for ensuring that their process is performed according to the agreed and documented standard and meets the aims of the process definition. The process owner's accountabilities include sponsoring, designing, and change managing the process and its metrics, defining the process strategy, assisting with process design, ensuring that appropriate process documentation is available and current, defining appropriate policies and standards to be employed throughout the process, periodically auditing the process to ensure compliance to policy and standards, periodically reviewing the process strategy to ensure that it is still appropriate and change is required, communicating process information or changes as appropriate to ensure awareness. The service owner is accountable for the delivery of a specific IT service. The service owner is responsible to the customer for the initiation, transition, and ongoing maintenance and support of a particular service, and accountable to the IT director or service management director for the delivery of the service. The service owner's accountability for a specific service within an organization is independent of where the underpinning technology components, processes, or professional capabilities reside. Service ownership is as critical to service management as establishing ownership for processes with cross-multiple vertical silos or departments. It is possible that a single person may fulfill the service owner role for more than one service. The service owner has the following responsibilities: ensuring that the ongoing service delivery and support meet agreed customer requirements, working with business relationship management to understand and translate customer requirements into activities, measures, or service components that will ensure that the service provider can meet those requirements, ensuring consistent and appropriate communication with customers for service-related inquiries and issues, assisting in defining service models and in assessing the impact of new services or changes to existing services through the service portfolio management process. When designing a service or a process, it is imperative that all the roles are clearly defined. A trademark of high-performing organizations is the ability to make the right decisions quickly and execute them effectively. Whether the decision involves a strategic choice or a critical operation, being clear on who has input, who decides, and who takes action will enable the organization to move forward rapidly. A key characteristic of a process is that all related activities need not necessarily be limited to one specific organizational unit. Service asset and configuration management process activities, for example, can be conducted in departments such as computer operations, system programming, application management, network management, systems development, and even non-IT departments such as procurement, warehouse, or accounting. Since services, processes, and their component activities run through an entire organization, the individual activities should be clearly mapped to well-defined roles. The roles and activities are coordinated by process managers. To help with this task, the RACI model, or authority matrix, is often used within organizations to define the roles and responsibilities in relation to processes and activities. The RACI model provides a compact, concise, easy method of tracking who does what in each process, and it also enables decisions to be made with pace and confidence. RACI is an acronym for the four main roles of being: responsible, the person or people responsible for correct execution, for getting the job done; accountable, the person who has ownership of quality and the end result. Only one person can be accountable for each task. Consulted, the people who are consulted and whose opinions are sought. They have involvement through input of knowledge and information. Informed, the people who are kept up to date on progress. They receive information about process, execution, and quality. Some use the RACI definitions but switch the order to accountable, responsible, consulted, and informed, or ARCI, but the meanings and usage remain unaltered. Occasionally, an expanded version of RACI is used, called RACI VS, with two further roles as follows: verifies, the person or group that checks whether the acceptance criteria have been met; signs off, the person who approves the V decision and authorizes the product handover. This could be the A person. Potential problems with the RACI model include having more than one person accountable for a process means that in practice no one is accountable. Delegation of responsibility or accountability without necessary authority. Focus on matching processes and activities with departments. Incorrect division, combination of functions, conflicting agendas or goals. There are a few important points to remember in RACI. Only one person can be accountable for an activity. Multiple may be responsible. If you have too many C or I, the decision-making may take a long time. Heaps of R make the environment or task very complex. If you don't have a C or I, or they're much less, that shows bad communication with a team, customers, and stakeholders. There are 4 P's of service management: people, process, product, and partner. Here are some attributes of all of them. People: attitude, skills, training, communication, culture, and passion. Process: policies, description, clarity, measurability, and flexibility. Product: user-friendliness, price, performance, support, integration options, and maintainability. Partner: specialist, suppliers, trust, flexibility, and legal relationship. A right balance of these are very crucial for the service provider to add value to the customers.